Alright, I just got through watching the public workout for Carlos Takam as he gets ready for his fight against Dereck Chisora on the White Parker undercard. Carlos Takam was looking very sharp. He was wearing these little 10-ounce Grant fight gloves. He looked very sharp. His jab looked good. He was moving around. I'm interested to see what style Takam chooses to adopt against Dereck Chisora, because we know that Takam can fight coming forward in a pressure style, and he can also fight moving around on the back foot. He did it against Joshua, and he also did it against Alexander Povetkin, and he even did it a little bit against Mike Perez. And that fight, in my view, was a fight which Takam was very unfortunate not to win. I think that fight was a draw, if my memory serves me correctly. Very unfortunate not to win that fight. A lot of people believe he deserved it. So I'm interested to see what kind of style he's going to come out with against Chisora. I would be surprised, very surprised, if Dereck Chisora is able to physically bully Carlos Takam the way he was able to push Dillian Whyte back to the ropes, and Robert Helenius and so many other fighters. I'll be surprised if he's able to do that with Takam, unless Takam wants to be on the back foot. But if Takam stands there and says, okay, Chisora, let's trade, I'll be surprised if Chisora is able to push him back consistently, because Takam is an extremely physically imposing fighter, very physically strong, very difficult to push back. Joseph Parker certainly couldn't push him back, and I know Joseph Parker's not really an out-and-out pressure fighter. That's not really his game. But he's still a young man with a lot of athleticism and a lot of energy. And he couldn't push Carlos Takam back when Takam wanted to come forward. So, yeah, I'll be surprised if Del Boy can. I'll be surprised. We'll see. I'm thinking Takam's going to win this fight. Interestingly, Del Boy wasn't at the public workout. He didn't turn up at all, as far as I'm aware. I haven't been able to find any footage of Chisora at the public workout. His trainer, Don Charles, was at the public workout with Frank Buglioni. Frank Buglioni did a public workout there, but Chisora was nowhere to be seen. I'm not sure why. We all know that he's an enigmatic and erratic character, so we can only speculate as to why he wasn't at the workout. Hopefully all is well. But yeah, I think Takam is going to win the fight. I think Chisora's best days are well behind him. I know that he is able to muster good performances out of nowhere, particularly when he feels like there's a threat, or when there's a genuine rivalry that he has with his opponent. He can muster a good performance. But against Takam, I don't know. Takam is not really a confrontational kind of guy. He's a very jovial character. He's always smiling, and he has time for the fans and all that kind of thing. And it was actually good to see Carlos Takam at this public workout, taking pictures with the fans and all that kind of stuff, and getting a bit of limelight, because this is the kind of treatment Carlos Takam has never got before. Not even really in the lead up to the Joshua fight, because he was called in at such short notice. Whereas for this fight, he's had, at least a month or something, or more. So, he's able to enjoy fight week. The fans know who he is. He's getting a lot of respect and a lot of love from the fans. And for a blue-collar fighter like Carlos Takam, who's been in obscurity for most of his career, he's been a road warrior, fighting in different fighters' backyards and all this kind of stuff, without having any fans for most of his fights, without having any interest from the media or anything like that, even in his own country in France. He's only recently got his French citizenship, I believe. He is Cameroonian, but he's recently got his French citizenship. But the entirety of his boxing career, I believe, or certainly most of it, in the early days was based in France, and then he started traveling around the world fighting this, that, and the other fighter. And even in France, I'm sure the average French person would have no idea who Carlos Takam is. So he's probably getting a lot more attention in the UK than he's used to getting. And it's nice for him. He's having kind of like an Indian summer in his career, at least when it comes to the paydays and the recognition that he's getting. So it's good to see. But yeah, he looks sharp on the pads. He's always in tremendous shape. And it's incredible to me that a man with the kind of build that Takam has, because he's built like an absolute flipping tank. It's incredible that a man of this kind of size is as nimble as he is. And that's testament to the fact that this size is mostly natural. Yeah, and I said this before. I said this in the lead up to the Joshua fight. You can tell when a guy's naturally muscular, more so than over a guy who is naturally slim and bulks up. Joshua's a guy who's actually quite naturally slim. He's not a skinny guy by any means, but he's naturally quite slim. And to get to the sizes that he does a hell of a lot of weights or resistance training, whatever he does to bulk up. Takam is a guy who, he might do some weights too, but just looking at his physique and looking at the way he's always been throughout his career, this is a guy who is naturally very, very muscular anyway, without any weights. And that just comes down to genetics. And guys who are like that, who are naturally very muscular, you find that they can be nimble, a lot of them, and they can have good stamina with all those muscles, because their heart and their lungs were designed genetically to be able to carry all that muscle around. Yeah. Whereas a guy who is naturally slim, when he starts putting all the muscle on, his heart and his lungs are not designed to carry all that muscle around. And that's why they tend to have stamina issues and all that kind of thing. But with Takam, there's no such issue because his body's designed to carry all this muscle. You know, he's just one of them people who nature has decided is going to have a hell of a lot of muscle on him. So it is what it is. But yeah, he looked good. He looked sharp. So looking forward to a good showing with Chisora. Hopefully Chisora don't pull out of some bizarre business before the fight, because, you know, it's a little concerning that he didn't turn up to the public workout. Hopefully he will turn up to the final press conference and obviously the weigh-in. So yeah, let me know what you think of the Takam Chisora fight. Who's gonna win? Did you see Takam at the public workout? How did you think he looked? Yeah, just drop it all in the comment section below. How's the Chisora fight gonna go down? Don't just tell me the winner. Tell me how the fight will play out. Alright? Let me know. It's happening. I'm out.